I'm about to put y'all on game real quick with my favorite song, but what is going on, guys? This is boot camp day. Shit, I don't know. I think 7. But real quick. Privy. What's going on? I don't know if you can hear it. She moved out of state. She doing left. She singing with goodness. She used to dance. She went alone and set up a business. Her daddy's not around. Her mama's not around. I would just climb on the top of the poles, then get to sliding down. I make it rain in this bitch, I make it snow in this bitch. She trying to get out of the mix. Shawty is going legit. Shawty is going legit. Me, I'm supporting this shit. This is story. It came from my life, and now you just I'ma just give it to you in the bank. Blowing the shit. I got like phone on the wrist, and an adorable kid. I got a Drake in the studio, and I don't mean that. I'm in this bitch. Okay. That was the intro to Boot Camp Day 6. Now let's get into the real sauce. So, one, I just wanted to come on here and say, take accountability. I'm sorry that I had to skip on like 4 days of the boot camp. That was a bitch move by me. There is a reason. Guess we could get into that. So, I was on vacation in Turks. And I was pretty much still doing every day. The quality wasn't great, but I was still getting them out. And then I met a very beautiful girl. Her name is Kaylee. Liked her a lot, talked a lot to her, and I actually ended up pulling a all-nighter where I spent, I think, 56 hours straight awake, so 2 days, just talking to her the whole time. And I grew liking her, and I was on no sleep, so I didn't film. And so I spent the whole trip trying to get to know her, where I also met a bunch of people in this friend group who I love deeply. So, yeah, but unfortunately she lives in Ohio and probably doesn't want to do long distance. But fuck it, we ball. You know that sucks. I definitely would have, but we'll see what happens. Now, sorry about that, but let's get into this video. What is this video going to be on? Well, as day 7, I believe, this video, I want to set aside some goals. I want to get our aspirations straight. Actually, I don't even think I know what that video means. Well, yeah, I think I do, but what does aspirations mean? A hope or ambition of achieving something. Yeah, nah, I knew what that is. So let's get that straight. Actually, fuck it. I'm going to find my notebook and show you mine. Now, with that said, let's get into what is so important about, just having in general goals set and aspirations in mind. Well, the main thing is, let's be honest with ourselves. When we trade, we obviously have goals. Whether for some, that may be to quit their 9 to 5 through trading, while for others, it may be to retire a parent. For some, it may be to get their dream life and do 10x more of what everyone else expects from trading, like me. I don't expect for this shit to just take me to 10K a month and then call it a day. I expect it to take me to $1 million a month. I expect it to give me every single thing I've ever hoped for in my life and I know I will achieve. Now, with that said, let us get into some goals and aspirations you can just set to be better in life. Now, in general, I do not think you should just have goals money-wise. I think you should have a bunch. I think you should have goals for your diet, your physique, your sport, your, obviously, wealth, your future, your family, your life. I think it is important to have a goal or a aspiration in every single thing in life so you have something to push for. You have a why you are pushing for. So it is not just purely blank work, I hope this happens. An example of that, it's a very controversial topic. I know a lot of people will say that you should not, go ahead and post or just say to yourself, I only have a month to make this, and if I don't, then what? You're gonna hate yourself. But if you do, you hit that goal, nice, man. That's the controversial side, but for some, it's you have to do it, so then you know how hard you have to work, and if you come short, you'll punish yourself so it doesn't happen again, and worth ethic, blah, blah, blah. That is true though, and I do believe in that at the same time, because realistically, I've seen this, I'm sure you've heard it too. If someone did come up to you in the street and they were like, hey, if you do not make, let's start with this. Can you make $1 million this year? I'm sure 99% of people are going to say no. God, no. Hell no. My 9 to 5 doesn't pay that, man. I don't know what to do. But I'm sure if someone walked up to you, I know you've heard this, and was like, hey, if you don't make $1 million this year, your family's gone. You're going to then make that million, right? You're going to be like, oh, yeah, of course, fuck yeah, let's do it. And you're going to go work your ass off, day in, night out, trying new stuff, not going out, not going to the bar, and then filming that video, trying that drop shipping model, trying that trading strategy. And it's just that trial and error that eventually it's going to click. And then you're going to make that million. And then you're just going to scale and scale and scale. And that honestly, again, applies to everything you do in life. You know, like, things may sound so crazy until it actually starts working. Like, one example of that I have is when I first started trading and stuff, like, the payout shit was kind of crazy. Like, especially after blowing my first few accounts, I was like, fuck. And then all it took was one payout. 6 days it took me to get one payout. And then after I got that payout, I was like, fuck, this shit's so doable and everyone else could do it, so why can't I get more? And now it's just so consistent to the point where it's changed my life, where I'm forever grateful for. I've never had to work a job. I'm 16. Most kids I know are working for $15 an hour, busting their ass in some kitchen. Me? Usually I trade in the morning. Yeah, there's losses, but the wins compound the losses. Usually I'll make like $1,000 in a couple minutes trading, a few minutes. You know, I have 5K weeks. I have 20K months. My detailing business has done 10K months. You know, I have some videos that have done hundreds of thousands of views. And it's just all so crazy until you start achieving it, where it's like, damn, man. Like, damn. I said that shit and it worked. So that's why we're going to be getting into your goals and aspirations. As watching this, I know most of you might skip through it. But for those of you who are watching, there has to be a why for your will. What do I mean by that? Well, first, I'm going to go through examples of my day trading notebook that I started when I first started 7 months ago, and just go through the type of shit I was saying when I had no clue if any of this would work. Let's see. Look, literally TJR's Bootcamp. All these notes. Let's go to, okay, here. This was the goal setting day. So for his homework, he had us make 3 long-term goals and 10 short-term goals. 1 for each. Here were my 3 long-term goals. I want to have my dream car. Lamborghini, McLaren, Porsche, Ferrari, etc. I want to have 7 figures a year only off of trading. Not off YouTube, nothing else, just trading. I want to have a 6-figure day trading. These are all from 10-year goals. And then I wrote down 30 total short-term goals to accomplish this. Seems like minimize taxes, make smart purchases, make withdrawal rules from accounts, build high capital accounts, stack accounts, follow your rules, take partials, become profitable, you know? And it's slowly crazy that all of these are starting to work. I've had my 10K months. I've had my abs. I've had my profits. And the crazy thing is, when I wrote these, they sounded crazy. They're going to sound crazy when you write them. I'm sure you're sitting here, just starting the shit, thinking of already how hard it is. But the point is, you are here. You are watching this video because you want something to change in your life for the better. Whether it's discipline, whether it's trading, or whether just in general you want to change. And the point is, you're taking that risk. So right now, I want you in your notebook to ask yourself the why. Write, quite literally, 1, I want you to write, why am I taking this risk? And then I want you to give your few sentence, paragraph answer on why. And then I want you to answer this. I want you to answer 1, your biggest goal for this for 1 year, and your biggest goal to happen long term within 10 years. Those two. Actually, write three for each. As your 1 year short term, your 3 could be passive funded, get a payout, scale 10 accounts. Your 10 years could be $1 million live account, dream house, retired. And then I want you to write, again, the short steps for each. How? I want you to almost like build a routine. For example, if your biggest goal is going to be the one where it is, I want a $1 million live account. Write a few steps for each. How can you get there? Well, one, obviously, discipline. You have to become a profitable trader. You have to protect your capital at all costs. You have to eliminate emotions. And it's all just these little things. It's the good habits. I'm going to have you do something unique though here too. I want you to do something so unique that I don't even know if you've heard of this. I just thought of this actually. So the unique thing that I want you to do is I want you to write goals to overaccomplish. Now, JJ, what do you mean by that? What I mean, let's say right now you are a bitch to lust. Lust is your bitch. Other way around, you're a bitch to lust. You be your shit. If you are not proud of it, I want you to make it a goal to stop. That is what I mean. 10 of those goals. You drink, you know it's not good for you, man. Make your goal, I want to stop drinking. If you smoke, same thing. Everything, 10 of those things you want to stop that are bad habits. And then just fix those. And then you're going to fix those so quick and build new good habits and new good goals that you're just going to start getting so far in life. And man, I promise you, if you just stick to this, shit's going to work so well. Like, there's no other way to explain it. Like, I'm starting to see it in my life, and I haven't even fully made it. I'm sitting here, you know, it's almost like I'm talking to the future, because I know in a few years, people are going to clip this shit and be like, holy shit. This kid was like Bitcoin in 2009. This kid was sitting here when he was 16 years old with 1,605 followers on Instagram, 30-something subscribers, and 250-something followers or 60 on TikTok. He was sitting here making boot camps to try and help others for free. He was sitting here already to make Discord to help others. He was sitting there already getting his payouts. He was sitting there posting. He was sitting there thriving, competing against 50-year-olds. And that's the shit you're going to start seeing. This isn't normal for my age, and it shouldn't be, to be honest. I don't think anyone quite has this worth ethic, if I'm being honest. And I don't give a fuck, because I'm coming for it all. In a few years, you're going to see that. Now, to be honest, that's where you have to be, though, too. Because realistically, if you don't have a goal, then what are you doing it for? You can't settle for anything less. That's the truth. If your goal is to get profitable and make a 10K month, you can't settle for a 7K month by that deadline. Because it's like, what the fuck? Because then you also have to ask yourself, is it possible? Because if it is possible, then there should be no reason you can't do it. That would just be a lack of effort and work. What do I mean by that? Have there been people who got 10K months? Yes. So if you don't get that by your deadline, that's a why. That is a you issue. You didn't backtest enough. You didn't control your emotions enough. You didn't scale enough. That is a you. As there's so much free information out there too that you can just use. So now, with that said, I want us all to set goals right now. Like I said, along with writing your 3 light, main, and short, and your other short ones, I just want you to write, honestly, a 2-paragraph essay to yourself, like 2 to 5. I want it to be for you. I don't give a fuck what you say. Journaling is so good. I just want you to talk about the situation you are in your dream situation, your dream goal. For example, when I would write mine, it would be something like this. I don't want to really open up about this. I probably will in a few years when I'm doing everything I said and I'm in a more situation to talk about, but I went through some rough times. I was depressed. And the truth is, most people go through that. When I went through that time, it was probably like my 4th month of trading. I got depressed, got overweight, stopped following my good habits. I started blowing eval after eval after eval, just giving in the lust, everything. And then I locked in. I can literally tell you when I wrote in my journal, I think it was in the month of May 17th, I talked about the depression I was in, and I talked about how I was lacking on my goals, I was getting fat, and with my accountability and goals, I was like, okay, fuck the hole I've dug myself into. I'm going to fix it. And then I did a 30-day experiment that led to now months of goals getting filled. The 30-day experiment, I didn't use my phone at all. Deleted social media, all everywhere. Snapchat gone, Instagram gone, TikTok gone. I got a diet, a strict diet for 30 days. I quit lust. And I can't explain how much doing shit like that helps. I stopped doom scrolling. Like, now I have the abs back, I still don't doom scroll. I don't do lust anymore. Fuck that shit. To the point where literally, if a hot girl comes up to me and says, do you want to hook up? I will probably say no. Like, no self-glaze, but that's happened. Like, not exactly like that, but there's been a bunch of girls recently, like when I go on vacations or shit, who try, and I just I don't mess with that anymore, you know? I have conquered it so much in my life to the point where I only want genuine shit, genuine relationships. And it's for the better. I'm a higher standard, better man. And that is the thing that you have to get locked in your head. Now let's actually read parts of it. I don't want to go too into depth. I don't want to talk about it like that. I just don't. I'll come back with it another time. This is one of them. I'm just going to flash real quick. Lowest point in life. It was lowest point in life. It was a 3-paragraph, 3-page essay. And then you know what I did after that 3-page essay? I wrote another 2 pages on affirmations and goals for this. So on this page, for example, I'm writing this today as I'm both physically and mentally destroyed. I'm so stressed and, being honest, depressed. I hide it from everyone and wear what is almost like a mask, but truth is I don't like life right now, as I just suck at everything. I keep losing trades and repeating the same failing process even though I work so hard for it. My grades are slipping, I'm fat, I'm overweight, and I'm losing skill. I suck at baseball, I said that was harsh. As I'm overrated, waste of potential, who is stuck on like JV, batting like 100, I don't even know. Now, all these, it was like stuff like that, man. It was just cooking my trading, my life, my sports, everything. Now, here's what I said. In all caps, I am a failure, a disappointment, a total fucking loser. As I write this. All caps, I said that right there. And then I said, but now, I said, as I write this, while dead ass on the verge of probably, not gonna read that part. But then I said, but today is the day where I lock the fuck in and get serious, all caps. I've now deleted all social media apps tonight to lock in and manage my time better instead of wasting 5 fucking hours of my day doom scrolling. My best friend will be posting the videos for me. Quote, the new me is waiting. Then the next page, writing at my lowest point in life. Affirmations and goals for this lock-in. I will be profitable. I will be mentally and physically healthy. I will be a multi-fucking millionaire. I will have millions of followers to inspire. I will be a stud in baseball for 11th and 12th grade. Also the rest of 10th. I will have my Puerto Rico house to be alone. I will be a billionaire one day. I will be happy. I will help the less fortunate. And then I said, only in person, though, to see the difference. I don't like charity shit. I don't know where my money's going. I will take care of my family. I will do the best in whatever I do. I will help others change their lives. I will travel. I will be financially free. I will have my dream car. I will never have a boss other than myself. I will be somebody. And I said, die trying and know who you are and go work for your future self, as it will come through time in the grind. All caps. And it's just crazy to see, man, because, like, you have to want this shit so bad. As I just opened up a little bit in my life. I was literally so depressed. Probably if I wasn't still mentally stable, someone I would have offed myself. And the point is just, you have to just know how to get better. As I could have sat there and I could have stayed a bitch and just took all that blame and made excuses and went down a deeper hole where it probably would have ended. But no. Instead, I got off my ass, I made goals, I made a challenge, and I dug myself out the hole. It has now been only March, April, May, June. It has only been 1 month and 11 days since that day, by the way. Since I wrote that, I believe, right? Pretty sure. I wrote it. No. I wrote it April 30th. Get out. I wrote it April 30th this year. So it has been 2 months almost. It's been a month and like 28 days. So I wrote that almost 2 months ago. And since then, I am down almost 30 pounds. In great shape. Still going for the abs and shit. I've gained all my confidence back. My skills and everything back. I've actually 10x'd them. My life skills are better. My discipline's 10 times better. I've built in routines. Thousands of more followers. And also my trading's starting to work. I'm not in that repeating process anymore because I took a stand at it. You know, and now I've got my payouts. I've scaled. I have a thriving Discord community that is free for now. Probably won't be soon, honestly, but it is as of now. Now, this isn't a point of just saying I made it out. This is just a point of saying you can do it too. And you have to be delusional. You have to have your affirmations. You have to have your aspirations. And you have to have your goals. Now, what can I say were my aspirations and affirmations? Well, the biggest thing is I'd never want to work for anyone else. I don't want to have a boss who's like, oh, sure, yeah, you can go take a shit. Fuck that shit, man. I'm going to be the boss who tells people that. I never want to go through the motions of life. I don't want to have to do that to make a little bit of money and somewhat provide for my family. I want a ball. I want to make millions and be a billionaire. Billions, fuck that. I'm going to be a richest man alive. I want to live a life that you only see through TikTok. As for example, honestly, I'll get into it later. If you look by me, that's dead ass a vision board. If you look by me, that is literally a vision board with 12 of the things I want in life. Just 12. We'll read them at the end. Well, it's literally just to show how fucking delusional I am. As you have to want it. You have to have your goals. You have to have your affirmations. And you have to have your aspirations. Like, literally, I could just flip through this. And it's just crazy to see how far I made it since writing these. I always started... What day did I write my first few goals before all that? I wrote my first goals on January 9th. It is now June 28th. And just look at me, man. It's just crazy. This shit is real, guys. And I just promise you to keep going. It's going to work. And with that said, homework from the video, or you should have just done it by journaling. Write your 3 long-term goals. Write 10 short-term goals. And then just make routines for how these goals can hit. I also want you to say why you want them and what they do for you. Now, with that, I want to show you this vision board. It's actually crazy that I'm showing you this, to be honest, but wow. These 12 things. And I'm sure someone will make an edit one day when I fucking have them all. Let's start in the top left. I want to have $50,000 in my brokerage account by 17. Right now, it's been at like 28. Right now, it's at like 20. The market's been down. I want to have $1 million in it by age 19. This is purely invested, by the way, into like compounds like the S&P 500. I want to have my dream. Now we're moving right. I want to have my dream. I got a dream NJ house by 30. No.
Yeah.
It even says the address, but I'm not showing that. Now, down here, what does it say? Well, right here, I want to have $10,000 in my bank account only by age 17. Now, you're saying, Joe, you have that much. Yeah, I do. But it's all my brokerage account because I don't want to put in my bank account because I want it to grow. Now, I want to have $100K in it by 18. Little amount because the rest will be in brokerage account. Now down here, I want to go on a trip with friends or family that I pay for by 18. And I've already accomplished this before I put it up. I'm talking a sick one. As I took my dad to the Bahamas, fully paid for. And I'm taking my friends in August to Florida, most likely. Now, I want to receive a $1 million plaque from WAP from 19 and $10 million plaque by 21. I want to take PJ flights always by 21 and own one by 40. Now, dope ass watch collection, SVJs, Richard Milles, all that, not SVJs. Now, here, I want to have $1 million by 19 and $100 million by 30. I want to have a $1 million YouTube plaque by 21. I want to have my first a Miami or Brickell penthouse high-rise with water view. And then I want to have a dream house like this in Puerto Rico, Dorado. It needs to have a hot tub, a pool, a sauna, cold plunge by the beach. Now I say that place because I'm Puerto Rican, I have family there, and I love it there. Also Texas. Now I want a dream car collection, SVJ, Ferrari, Porsche, etc. by 19 and keep building collection. Now, that is just to show some of the delusionality I have. And in my mind, it's not even delusional. It's just time until I hit it. And that's how you just got to think of shit in life. It's up there as a vision board, not dreams. It's up there as goals. I know I'm going to hit it. It's just time. So, yeah, this video is goals, affirmations. I hope it got more reason to your why. But, yeah, that was day 7, I believe, of the boot camp. I'm going to wrap it up there. Keep taking notes. Comment your goals. Comment your goals down below and your why. Peace, boys. Love y'all, man.